Put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real rappers being real was self. Man, I haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can do it by myself, so I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up, put the hip shit on the shelf, cause the way the real rappers being real was self. Man, I haven't seen the glory of the coming of the left. I can do it by myself, so I'm asking for help.
Money. That's all you got to say. Wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything, not having it is. Deuteronomy 8:18 that God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's wrong. You don't like money so much, why would you have to go to work? Yes, I do. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for money. It's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the wealthy class, Mr. H Cortez.
Good morning, Black World, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning Live with your main man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working men and women all over this great nation of ours. It's truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to come to you live and direct from the Black Billionaires Club studios here in St. Louis, Missouri. Guys, if you are not already making your plans to go to the Generational Wealth Building Conference in Atlanta, Georgia, April 6th through the 8th, I don't know what you're waiting on. You got 2 more days, today and tomorrow. The last day you can get your weekend pass for just $99. After the 28th, March 1st, it goes up to $149. So as a financial educator, I gotta tell you, take action now and save yourself $50. That could be $50 that goes towards your flight, towards your transportation, towards your hotel stay. But the Generational Wealth Building Conference is just that, a conference that will teach us, for us, by us, and will teach us how to build generational wealth. You're going to be able to form partnerships with like minds who are doing that which you want to do, right? So this is an imperative that you go to wealth.joincorteznow.com. Wealth.joincorteznow.com is where you can go get all of the information about all of the breakout sessions. There's sessions for the kids to build generational wealth, sessions for the women, empowerment for a young lady who went from welfare to 7 figures. She'll be teaching women how she did that, right? The investment, the generational wealth building brunch on Sunday, cryptocurrency, paper assets, investing in real estate. There's going to be partying, a combination of entertainment and education. So you want, my friend, to be able to go and get this knowledge and form some partnerships. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/financial health mentor. youtube.com/financial health mentor. My direct number is 314-874-6887. So speaking of YouTube, do me a huge favor, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. So if you're checking this out over there, hit the subscribe button, as well as make sure you rate the show, thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't make never mind which one, but just make sure you rate the show. And you guys can interact with the show on YouTube as well. I see your comments in real time. So don't be afraid to interact with the show over on YouTube. And then go ahead and share from YouTube as well. Hit the share button. Go ahead and pop it out on Twitter. Share it to LinkedIn. Share it to Instagram, or I don't think Instagram is a choice, but share it to Facebook. Even though you're going to watch it here, just hit the share button, because that gets this message of wealth building and practical strategies into the hands of more and more of our people. So let your followers know that you tune in to Talk Money in the Morning Live each and every morning. ERGJ is in the building as well. So let me see who else we have in the building. B&J Barbecue and Catering out of Atlanta, GA. Joy, are you connected with ERGJ? He does Black business tours and all that kind of stuff. So you might want to connect with ERGJ. He helps brand, and he's the #1 promoter and marketer of Black-owned businesses in the world. So you might want to connect with him if you are not already. We got Melanie Boutique House Enterprises in the building. And I thought I saw some other entrepreneurs. But you guys know, as you are coming on, go ahead and type in the chat where you're from and also the name of your brand. Do the same thing on YouTube for me as well. And for you guys on Facebook, you guys know the price of admission is a single share. Go ahead and share the stream right now. That's your price of admission to the Talking Money in the Morning live show. Now, if you want to give me a tip, then you do the hearts, the thumbs, and the likes and all that kind of stuff. That's a tip. But the price of admission is the share. So really quickly, for those of you who are new, I'd like to let you know exactly who the show is for. This show is for risers and grinders only, man. If you're ready to get up, get out and get something, then this is your show. This show is for legacy builders, man. Maybe you're trying to build a legacy for your family. Maybe you're thinking about, you got the desire to build wealth. You got the discipline. You got everything but a game plan. That's why you should make preparations to be at the Generational Wealth Building Conference, April 6th through the 8th, because I'm telling you, if you need a game plan, then you need to connect with like minds. You can join the Black Wealth Movement. We have a wealth building game plan that will teach you how to minimize your taxes, eliminate debt, free up the cash you need to start investing. Then we provide some investment education as well. So if that's you, this is your show. On the other hand, who is the show not for? This show is not for the bump on the log, man. It is not for the pessimist. It's not for that person who thinks money is evil and capitalism is a dirty word. If that's you, we have to politely ask you to exit stage left. All right, the personal success strategist is in the house. Okay, glad you found the stream over on YouTube. Appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. So we politely ask you to exit the stream left if you are a negative in your thinking, if you don't like to collaborate, if you're here for competition. Now, we don't do that over here, man. We teach, we educate, we strengthen, we encourage, we motivate, we uplift, we strategize, and more, above all, we take flipping action over here. Yeah, we take action over here. And like I tell you each and every morning, man, I don't have a problem with you not wanting to be or build. Well, I don't have a problem with that. I only have a problem with you when you have a problem with me wanting to build wealth. When you try to get in my way of building wealth because you got some hang up about money, that's when I have a problem. And if you've never seen a future billionaire before, I want you to take a screenshot, and watch your boy work, because it is going down. 2027, your man will have a billionaire. Oh, that's Black Knight over there, personal success strategist. All right, I got you. I got you, my friend. So today, as you know, today's show is also brought to you by the Black Wealth Movement. We literally teach people how to build their family empires from scratch. If you're trying and you're struggling, you're saying, man, there's got to be a way to build wealth outside of working a job. There's got to be a better way. If you don't have a whole lot of assets, you don't have a whole lot of money. Yeah, you can actually do it from scratch. Stop giving your money away to Uncle Sam because you're doing that voluntarily. So we teach you how to legally minimize your taxes. Take that tax money, use it to eliminate your debt, because now you're building wealth for the Rothschilds and JP Morgan Chases and all the bankers' families. So get yourself out of debt so you stop building wealth for them and start building wealth for yourself. Fix your credit along the way. So if you do have to buy money, you don't have to buy it at high interest rates, right? Because you guys know when you borrow money, that's what you're doing. You're just basically buying money, right? And then you take that and you start learning how investments work and how to accumulate assets that's going to produce you more cash. There's only one wealth building formula in all the world, guys. There's only ever been one. There will only ever be one. And that is cash, asset, cash. You start with some sort of income, whether it's income through your job, whether it's income through a hustle, whatever. Then you take that income and you buy, build, or invest in some sort of income producing asset that's going to bring you more cash. Then you wash, rinse, and repeat. And when you get to doing that thing on autopilot, man, life becomes grand for you. So appreciate that, Evan and Robert and all those who've shared the stream. Remember, that is your price of admission to today's show, is you share the stream. And if you want to give me a tip, give me a like, a thumbs up, and a heart. That lets Facebook know that we have some quality content, and they will push it out to more and more people. So we're talking about the 13 laws of high achievers, or to be more specific, as we are doing a study on T.J. Hoisington's book, If You Think You Can. It's the 13 laws that govern the performance of high achievers. So really quickly, let me just recap the first law. I think we got to 3 laws yesterday. We kind of got sidetracked. So the power of decisions is law number 1. The power of the law number 2 is demanding the best from yourself. Demanding the best from yourself. Future Leaders LLC in the building. That's law number 2. Law number 3 is take the time to work on you. It's law number 3. These are things that high achievers do. These are things that high achievers do. If you want to be a high achiever, then understand the power of decision. Understand the power of taking time to work on you. Did we get to number 4 yesterday? What was number 4? Nope. So we start with law number 4. Law number 4. Law number 4 is master your thinking. Law number 4 is master your thinking. The quality of your thinking, the thoughts and beliefs you entertain will make all the difference in the quality of your life, period. Master your thinking. What's going on, Rasan? Okay, Rasan is over on YouTube now. All right, I appreciate that. The quality of your thinking, the thoughts and beliefs you entertain will make all the difference in the quality of your life, period. All achievement or defeat is born in the moment of thought. I want you to think about that. All achievement and defeat. Achievement and defeat is born in a moment of thought. Managing this powerful yet subtle force may be your greatest accomplishment in life. May be your greatest accomplishment in life. So YouTube's running slow behind Facebook. I don't know. Is there a delay on YouTube? Could be. It says YouTube runs slow behind Facebook. I guess so. So guys, your thought process and mastering your thinking. And in the Bible, it talks about strongholds and basically, so it comes down to, again, getting what you focus on. Bernard says he's got them both on. All right, appreciate that, brother. It comes down to what you allow to remain in your thought, and then to control your random thoughts. See, really, there's no such thing as random thoughts, right? We think that, man, all of a sudden this thought popped up in my head. It didn't just pop up in your head. It popped up in your head based on the programming you've been putting in your head the last few weeks, the last few months, the last few years. And that programming over time produces what we think are random thoughts. What's going on? Body Baba Zell is in the building as well. What we think are random thoughts is actually the result of subconscious programming over the years. So if you keep having negative thoughts that pop up all the time, that's a result of negative thoughts or negative thinking patterns that you've been feeding your subconscious over time. So what has to happen is every time you have a negative thought, you can not only just push that thought aside, you have to push it aside and replace it with a new thought, more positive thought, a more constructive thought. You can't just push it to the side. You have to push it to the side and replace it. You can't just stop watching ratchetness on TV. You have to stop watching the ratchetness and replace it with something more productive, something more conducive to where you want to go and who you want to become. Does that make sense? Is everybody getting that? See, a lot of times we say, hey, I'm just going to stop doing the negative. And that's cool. That's the beginning. But if you don't replace the negative with the positive, you leave that empty space. The Bible talks about the man who kicks a demon or demonic spirit out of his spirit, out of his space. But he doesn't replace that negative spirit or that negative energy with anything positive. So what happens is that negative spirit comes back and sees his former house empty. And he brings back with him 7 friends. So that's what happens is when you stop doing something negative and you don't replace it with something, you leave that space void. And then what tends to happen is in that void space, you'll fill it back up with not just one negative thing, with multiple negative things. So you absolutely have to not only stop doing the negative, stop having the negative thoughts, but you have to then replace that stuff. You have to replace it. Logic says replace the negative with Coach's feed. I appreciate that, Logic. You have to replace the negative, or else you're not going to. You're not going to have the same effect, right? Let's take a look at nutrition for a minute. One of the reasons that people, you have to compensate the negative with the positive, right? You have to hard to shake that second time, and that's it. And when you let that negative habit come back because you never replace it with a positive one, it gets more hard, more difficult to shake. But when you think about nutrition, diet, health, and things of that nature, and we've got something coming up on the Hustle and Love show where we're going to take you through a 21-day fitness challenge, my wife and I. So that's going to be fun. But it's, for instance, when you stop eating bad things, right? If you don't start putting something good in, the cravings for the bad things are going to intensify. And then you're going to find yourself eating more and more and more of the bad things because you let the cravings intensify. You can literally change your taste buds when you stop putting the MSG and the other phytochemicals and things of that nature that's in the processed food. When you start putting the good stuff in, you will literally change your taste buds. And people say, Cortez, I don't like kale salad. I don't like coconut oil. I don't like some of this stuff. That's because you've been using artificial flavorings for your whole life. Now you have to retrain your taste buds to appreciate real food. So I know a lot of people who go on a diet and they say, okay, I'm just going to stop eating carbs. Okay, what are you going to replace that with? Oh man, I want to stop drinking soda. Sounds good to me. But what are you going to replace that with? So when you get yourself out of a negative thought pattern, you have to replace it with a positive thought pattern. When you stop watching ratchetness on TV, on the radio, on YouTube and all that stuff, you can't stop there. You have to also replace it with something else. Right? Tiasha said she did that and lost 44 pounds. Congratulations, Queen. Congratulations. All right. So law number 4, master your thinking. Master your thinking. Your thinking is what controls it all. Right? Your thinking is what controls it all. And sometimes you have to focus on the positive thoughts and go down the positive rabbit hole of thoughts and thinking than you would the negative thoughts, right? But you got to replace the negative thoughts with something positive. Law number 5. This is a big one, man. Law number 5. What do you want? Say, that's not a law, that's a question. It is a law. See, successful people, high achievers have already answered this question. People who tend to be settling for average and mediocrity, they have never answered this question. So because they haven't answered the question of what they want, they settle for and take what they get. Yeah, I'm gonna let that sit with y'all for a second. See, high achievers have answered this question. What do you want? Those that are mediocre, below average, they have not answered this question. Because they don't know what they want, they take what they get, whatever that is. You have to answer that question. What the heck do you want? What is it that you want? 5 years from now, you are going to arrive. The question is where? I love the way he put that. 5 years from now, you are going to arrive. The question is where? If you don't know what you want, how will you ever recognize it when you have it? Without direction, it's just a matter of time before you are working at a job or staying in a relationship that you dislike or living a life that is unfulfilling. Anybody willing to admit that they've been there? No direction, don't know what I want. I'm just going to take what I get and make the most of it. Man, it's okay to desire better, to desire greater, to push for something beyond what life is handing you. It is quite okay. Matter of fact, it is necessary because that's how the universe bends to your will based on the things that you desire. And if you don't desire anything and you accept just trying to make the most out of what comes your way, then the universe, all the universe knows how to do is say yes. All the universe knows how to do is say yes. Zig Ziglar called these wandering generalities. Wandering generalities. These are people who just wander through life with no direction, going to and fro as if a ship with no rudder. Wherever the current of life takes me, that's where I'm going. Because they have yet to answer the question, what do you want? Have you guys answered this question so far? It says when you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Yeah. And when you don't have a direction, you don't have a definiteness of purpose, you get sucked into everybody else's purpose. See, people call me all the time, Cortez, can you help me with this? Can you do this? I want to start this. I want you to sit on this board. I want you to be on this advisory panel. That stuff does not align with where I'm going. So I have to respectfully decline. If you have not answered this question, what do you want? Then you will fall into or be sucked into everybody else's dreams and vision, and you'll be helping everybody else get what they want. Because you have yet to answer for yourself what it is that you want. Now, if you're just jumping onto the show, do me a huge favor and go ahead and hit the share button. That is your price of admission, a simple share. And if you want to give me a tip, then you can do a heart, you can do a thumbs up, you can do a like or whatever, these little things that keep floating up. So answer the question for yourself. What do you want? And since you know that all the universe knows how to do is say yes, you might want to be very specific with your answer to this question. Since I now know that all the universe knows how to do is say yes, then when I'm answering this question for myself, I'm going to be very specific. I'm going to be a billionaire by 2027. How are you going to do it? I'm going to build a media empire. I'm going to build a real estate empire. I'm going to build an empire of paper assets and other investments. And then I'm going to manage and run several different private equity businesses, one or two of which I may take public. If all the universe knows how to do is say yes, when you answer this question for yourself, be very specific. If you've ever read Think and Grow Rich, he calls this the definiteness of purpose. And you write that thing down. You guys have heard me describe me sitting at the top of my skyscraper in downtown St. Louis, looking out across the arch and the horizon. But right coming up, blocking my view, is another skyscraper on the horizon. And this skyscraper is proposed to be bigger and taller than my skyscraper, which is currently the tallest skyscraper in St. Louis. But there's another one on the horizon, and there's only one reason that I'm not upset about this new skyscraper on the horizon. That's because that one is being built by my son. See, you can be very specific. If the universe only knows how to say yes, why on earth will you give it something vague to say yes to? Or come on now, what do you want? Some of us have something that we want in our hearts and that we desire, and we're scared to death to let it come out of our mouth. Yeah, we're going in today. Some of us have something that we deeply desire in our hearts, and we are scared to death to let that thing which we desire come out of our mouth. Therefore, we have never sown that seed into the universe, so it will never take root, it will never sprout, it will never absorb the sunlight, it will never absorb the rain so it can grow and manifest. We scared to death to let it come out of our mouth, man. What do you want? Can't be scared that somebody's gonna judge you based on what you want. Told you this story the first time I let my $1 billion aspiration come out of my mouth. Somebody looked at me like I was crazy, but then they looked at my eyes and they saw it. They saw the burning desire that I have to be a billionaire. And they stopped snickering, they stopped chuckling. Lisa D, this is If You Think You Can, 13 Laws That Govern the Performance of High Achievers by TJ Hoisington. Now, if you're going to get this book, then go back into your cashback mall and buy it from yourself. Earn some cash back and get the book that you want. For those of you who do not have a free Cashback Mall subscription, I want you to go to cashbackmall.financialhealthmentor.com. Everything that you buy, you earn cash back. And stores like Walmart, Best Buy, Macy's, all that kind of stuff, man. So, yes, grab this from the Cashback Mall. Cashbackmall.financialhealthmentor.com. If you're part of the Black Wealth Movement, you have the Cashback Mall in your back office, go use it. Go start spending money with yourself, right? So before we get to law number 6, let me go ahead and get my quote of the day, because this one is very, very powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful. Today's quote of the day says this: we all have the capacity, but do we have the audacity to be the solution we want to see? Oh, that's good. We all have the capacity, but do we have the audacity to be the solution we want to see? See, I've made up my mind that I'm going to strike out with boldness to achieve the things that I want to see change in my community. We all have the capacity. Question is, do you have the audacity? That's the question. We all have the capacity. There's no doubt in my mind that if you wanted to put your mind to solving a problem in the Black community, you got the capacity to do it. The question is, do you have the audacity to be the solution that you want to see? See, it takes a certain amount of boldness to say that I fight for my community. It takes a certain amount. You know, the reason I want to be a billionaire, the reason I'm going to be a billionaire, because I can't count on other billionaires to do what I want to see have done in my community. So I've got to make my own billion. See, I can sit back and I can look at what Oprah's doing. I can sit back and I can look at what LeBron is doing. I can sit back and I can look at what Tyler Perry is doing. I can sit back and I can judge what Michael Jordan is or isn't doing. I can look back and see what Jay-Z and B doing or what they not doing. Or I can move forth with boldness and exercise the audacity to build my own billion-dollar empire and be the change that I want to see in my community. And I'm not saying all of those people aren't doing anything. I'm saying I want to see certain things done in my community. So I've got the audacity to build a billion-dollar empire myself so I can have my own resources to make my own moves and be the solution that I want to see in my own doggone community. So you guys know that quote is from none other than the legend himself, Mr. ERGJ from the Black Billionaires Club. If you want to grab your copy of this book, go to theblackbillionairesclub.com. The book comes with a free course on how to Bitcoin and literally will help you understand this ups and downs, this maddening worlds of cryptocurrency and all of this kind of stuff, man. So theblackbillionairesclub.com and follow my man ERGJ Enterprises on Facebook as well. He's got I think he's doing the Laws of Power right after my show. There you go, theblackbillionairesclub.com, man. Beautiful read, and this is a historic book in the making. This is something you want to leave laying around and see which one of your grandchildren will pick it up, which one of your kids will pick it up on their own and start reading, because that's probably the one that you need to start nurturing as an entrepreneur, right? theblackbillionairesclub.com. It says, what is your schedule for your lives? So my only set schedule is 7 a.m. Monday through Friday for this show, Talking Money in the Morning Live. Fridays from 12 to 2, my wife and I have a show together called Hustle and Love. But those are the only two that are scheduled. Everything else is you know, kind of random. But I schedule 7 a.m. every morning, Monday through Friday, Talking Money in the Morning Live, and 12 to 2. If you follow our Hustle and Love page, that's the show that I do with my wife. That's all things family, relationships, love, hustle, and how we put it all together. And you guys get to watch us build our billion-dollar empire through that channel. 12 to 2 on klblradio.com is that show. But those are the things that I schedule. Everything else is pretty impromptu. Evan has a pretty robust schedule. He's on all the time. So I think he has a more consistent schedule as far as, you know, when he's on, but he does the same thing. He's helping Evan fix his broke. So if you got problems with being broke, Evan is the guy to see for that. So let's jump on over to law number 6. Let me see how we're tracking for time. I think we can get law 6, 7, and 8 in, and then we'll wrap up with the last 5 laws tomorrow. Law number 6, operating from your imagination is law number 6. Law number 6, you must learn how to operate from your imagination. Didn't say live in your imagination, but learn how to operate from your imagination. See, what I do is I use my imagination and I go 5 years out into the distance and I pull resources from the future and I bring them back to execute on those and with those things that I pull from the future today. See, I keep telling y'all that the Cortez from 2027 is a absolute beast. You guys are gonna love him when you get to meet him. I have conferences with him all the time. You have to learn how to operate from your imagination. The Cortez, the H Cortez from 2027 is cool as the other side of the pillow, like my man, the late Stuart Scott would say. I can't wait for you guys to get to meet him. I have conferences with him all day, every day. I go out into my future and I pull things from the future back to my present and I introduce them to what I'm doing today. So I would go and I would sit down and I would have a meal with the Cortez from 2027. And I would say, what do I need to be doing today to make sure that we're going to have the things that we have in 2027? You have to learn how to operate from your imagination. I go and I sit down with the Cortez from 5 years from now, and I say, are we on track to be where we need to be in 5 years? That's going to put us where we need to be and hit our goal of having $1 billion empire in 2027. Are we on track? What do I need today? I need to go and sit down with that Cortez. That Cortez is sitting down with the Evan from 5 years from now, and they're having conversations, right? It's called a mastermind principle, and I'm pulling thoughts and inspiration from the Cortez of 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and I'm living and I'm operating from there. See, if you learn how to operate from your imagination, you then don't focus on, or you take your focus off of your current present day circumstances. Bernard said we need to rewind that. See, if you don't learn how to operate from your imagination, then you will find yourself being fixed on and focused on your current and present day circumstances. You guys got to get this. Some of us are so busy focusing on our problems today that we can't see a solution. We can't see a way out. And Trevor Ott says all the time, you get what you focus on. You are focused only on your problems, so you continue to have problems in your life. Right? I don't focus. I'm too busy conversing and scoping out and mapping out and walking around my future to focus on my present problems. Now, some of you guys have the other thing where you're too busy looking behind you that you can't see in your imagination. So you're living in the wrong part of your imagination. You're looking behind you. You're living in the imagination and you're reliving the things that were. No, man. What's up, Dr. Yaz? You're reliving the things that were. You already lived that stuff. So why are you reliving and reliving and reliving? Right? We all got that one friend. We all got that know somebody who every time you see them, all they talk about is their glory days in high school and college. We all know those people, right? Man, that was not the best of me. As great as I had some wonderful accomplishments in high school, I had some wonderful accomplishments the 2 semesters that I stayed in college, right? I had some wonderful accomplishments early on in my life. My children were born and all of that kind of stuff. But let's be clear. The best of me is yet to come. So I look with glorious anticipation of the Cortez of 2027, the Cortez of 2025, the Cortez of 2023. That's where I'm living. I'm operating out of that space, not out of the space behind me, the space that I've already lived. The only thing that I'm taking from yesterday are the lessons. The only thing I'm taking from yesterday are the lessons, right? You let other people relive your past moments, your past greatness, your past celebratory moments. You let other people live that. I have to operate from my imagination. And when I sit down with the Cortez of 2027, billionaire, has the second or third largest media empire in the US, top 10 in the world. When I'm sitting down with that guy, this guy owns more real estate. He's probably in the top 10 of real estate ownership and development in the US, top 25 in the world. When I sit down and have conversations with that guy, I'm spending the most of my time with that guy. Hey, are we on the right track? What do we need to be doing? How are we demanding the best of ourselves? When I sit down with that guy who's got an asset, a paper asset portfolio that rivals Warren Buffett's, are you living and operating from your imagination? Or are you sitting back and looking at your past? Or are you spending too much time focused on your present? I keep telling y'all, man, all the universe knows how to do is say yes. If you want to reprogram your conscious mind, you can't just do affirmations. If you want to reprogram your conscious mind, affirmations alone won't work. The key to making affirmations work is your conscious mind only responds to commands that are emotion filled. See, we learned this when we studied Think and Grow Rich. Your conscious mind will only respond to commands that are filled with emotion. So some of us know the law of affirmations, and we get up every morning and we affirm that we are this, we are that, but you're reading them or you're reciting them with no emotion. Therefore, your subconscious mind does not respond to that. Your subconscious mind does not activate on that. But when I say by July 13th, my team has grown and doubled to 500 people. I put 500 new people on my team in the last 5 months. There's a lot of emotion in that. And my subconscious mind has no choice but to be activated. Now it responds. Now it bends the entire universe to my will. I know this might be a little too heavy for some of y'all this early in the morning, H Cortez, but there is nothing greater than creating gods, those amazing babies. Yeah, that is, I agree. I agree. I agree. But like I said, that was a celebration in the past. We can't live there. They're already here, right? I have to get them to see who they're going to be in 10 years, right? We are exploding. My team, man, it's crazy what we're doing. All the universe knows how to do is say yes. Most of us are telling the universe something that we don't want it to say yes to. Man, I'm so dumb. Man, that was the dumbest move I ever made. Man, I'm so silly. Man, I ain't gonna never accomplish my dreams. And the universe is saying yes, 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 and yes. And then it moves things in front of your face to validate that which you just said. When you say that you're stupid, the universe puts something in your face to validate that, to reinforce that thought. But you know, because I just told my subconscious mind I'm adding 500 people to my team in the next 5 months, the universe is about to put something in front of my face to validate that that's going to happen. And that's going to reinforce the thought, and I'm going to speak on it and keep speaking on it with emotion. And that's going to continue to activate my subconscious mind. And the more I activate my subconscious mind, the more it bends the entire universe to my will. I don't know if y'all get that. I don't know if y'all get that. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So when I'm sitting in my skyscraper, I'm looking at this other skyscraper going up, and it's going to be two floors, 2 stories taller than mine. Mine has been the tallest building in St. Louis for, I don't know, the last 20 years. But now there's a new skyscraper on the horizon that's going to be 2 stories higher than mine. But I ain't mad, because that's my son over there getting his thing on. He's saying, Dad, it's time for me to get out from under your shadow. And the only way for me to get out from under your shadow is to put you in mine. If you're not raising children to be greater than you, you might be failing as a parent. Dad, the only way for me to come out from under your shadow to get my own respect is for me to put you in my shadow. And son, I humbly submit. So now his skyscraper is 2 stories taller than mine, and now he's blocking my view of the arch. I can't see the sunrise over the Mississippi River. Yeah, he's just messing this whole thing up. But you see how that's emotion filled. You see how that's me operating from my imagination. Are you operating from your imagination? Yes, my ceiling is Liv's floor. Absolutely. My ceiling is my children's floor. I'm just laying the foundation. See, I'm going to put the first skyscraper up. It's my children's job to create a skyline of skyscrapers. Then it's their children's job to create skylines in multiple cities. And then it's their children's job to create skylines all around the world. Some of y'all are saying, Cortez, nobody's done that. Look at the Rockefeller Empire. Look at the Rothschilds Empire. Yeah, it's being done. We just don't operate from our imagination, and we don't see ourselves with the capacity to do it. And everything they learn from us, man. Y'all better get with the times. Operating from your imagination. We're running out of time, y'all. Law number 6. So let me get to law number 7. Law number 7. The winner's edge is law number 7. Action is the winner's edge. Law number 7. Law number 7. Are you taking action today? The common denominator is that the successful were willing to do things that the unsuccessful people were not willing to do. Action is what separates wishful thinkers from those who turn their ideas and goals into reality. Action is what separates those wishful thinkers from those who turn ideas and goals into reality. You can have all the inspiration, knowledge, and even talent in the world, but if you don't take the action, nothing will happen. Come on, we all know ball players, entertainers. I ain't gonna tell you to list this person's name, but say yes if you know somebody who will sing Beyonce under the table. And then you ask, what are they doing with that talent? As a youth basketball coach and trainer, did I come up with some guys that could probably outplay some of the guys I'm currently watching in the NBA? Absolutely. But you can have all the inspiration, all the knowledge, and even the talent in the world. But if you don't take action, nothing will happen. Inspiration must lead to action. Now, let me say this, and I hope you guys give me permission to say this and we still be friends and you show up tomorrow. Some of you have expressed to me that, Cortez, we love what you do. You inspire us every morning. We appreciate your consistency. Is this inspiration leading to action? Cortez, we tune in every morning. If you're tuning in and not taking action, I have to respectfully ask you to stop tuning in. I know my likes and my views and all my rank and all that stuff might go down. If you're tuning in daily and you're not taking action, I'd rather you not tune in. I can't be more blunt and direct than that. Because what is it all for if you're not taking action? What is it all for if you're not taking action? That's how you don't have to tell me that you're inspired, encouraged, motivated, uplifted by what I do. Just take action. Because here's why I say I want you to stop tuning in. Because if you tune in and you don't take action, then all that I have done, the seed that I have sown, stops with you. And that's not the intent. The intent is for you to take from the show, go and take action, and then you be somebody else's motivation. You be someone else's inspiration. You be someone else's encouragement. And then they take action. And then they become someone else's encouragement, inspiration, motivation. And then they inspire others to take action. But if you're tuning in and you're not taking action, just stop tuning in. Right? So here's what I want you to get from this one, though, and then we'll do number 8 real quick. It says, the common denominator is that successful people are willing to do things that the unsuccessful people are not willing to do. Here's where most people mess up. You assume that because I'm doing things that unsuccessful people are willing to do, you assume that I like doing those things. This is where most people mess up. This is where most people mess up. You assume that because I'm doing things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do, you assume that I like to do them. No, man. Unsuccessful people are not willing to commit to anything and be consistent at anything. Because I do this show consistently does not necessarily mean I like to do it. I just know the results of being consistent. See, we get it twisted. We get it twisted. I do things unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. That don't mean I like to do that stuff. But the one word that is missing more than any in the Black community is sacrifice. I'm willing to sacrifice and do some things that I don't particularly like to do to have the things that I'm destined to have. I don't like to do the things that winners do all the time. My sons play basketball. They get up at 5:30 every morning and go to the gym before school. Nobody, unsuccessful ball players say, man, they must love that. No, they don't like getting up at 5:30 every morning to go to the gym. but they know the results that come from that, so they're willing to sacrifice and do something they do not like to have the success that they want to have. People get it twisted. I don't like network marketing, so I won't join your movement. You don't like your job either, but you go every day. Stay late if they ask you to. Come in early if they ask you to. Get up early on a Saturday if they ask you to. You don't like that, but you do it. I don't like talking to people. I'm not a people person, so I don't think I can have success. Talk to everybody about Black Panther. Talk to everybody about the Kardashians. You talk to everybody about Housewives. Talk to everybody about Cardi B when she dropped Red Bottoms or whatever the hit song was, Yellow something. People get it twisted. You don't have to like what you need to do to become successful to still do it. I'm going to say that one more time. You do not have to like what you need to do to become successful to still do it. That's evident on your job. You need a paycheck. You don't have to like your job to get a paycheck, to still go to work every day and get a paycheck. You don't have to like your supervisor to go to work and do what's required of you to do to get a paycheck. You don't have to like your coworkers to go to job, to do it, to go to work and do what you got to do to get a paycheck. You don't have to like everything about your journey to building wealth for you and your family to still do it, to do it at a high level and get the benefit and create the results. I appreciate that. Bazelle says I can say that and still be friends. I appreciate that. Do you guys get it? Most people who are unsuccessful, they see successful people doing certain things and they assume that we like that stuff. No. We just like it a little bit more than the conditions that we're in and that we want to change. I like getting up in the morning just a little bit more than I hate my current financial condition. So I'm willing to get up in the morning and act out the things that I need to do to have the success that I want to have. That's the part that we miss. I said we was going to do number 8. We got time to do number 8. It's 8:02, man. I don't know. Let me see what number 8 is. I don't know if y'all might be ready for number 8. Let's hit number 8 real quick. Let's hit number 8. If you're just jumping on, go ahead and share the stream. That's your price of admission. Hit the share button. Number 8, maintain a winning perspective. This is law number 8. We're talking about 13 laws that govern the performance of high achievers. Law number 8, maintain a winning performance. In the real world, moments of devastation are likely to come your way. Discouragement may creep in at the slightest miscarriage of your deeds. There isn't one person on the planet who doesn't experience misfortune. We all do. It's part of the process. Consequently, setbacks drive some people to fight harder. Setbacks drive some people to fight harder. For others, it provides a reason to quit. What's going on, Van? It has been a while, brother. Appreciate you for tuning back in, man. He says it's been a while. It's been a while, man. Appreciate you. The difference is all in your perspective. Setbacks drive some people to fight harder. For others, it provides a reason to quit. The difference is all in your perspective. A stepping stone and a stumbling block is the same thing. I want y'all to get this. A stepping stone and a stumbling block is the exact same thing. What is the difference? The perspective of the person who sees it. When I see a stumbling block or a stepping stone, I immediately see, man, that's something that I can step up on. It might take me a while to figure out how to get up there, but I'm going to climb up on it. And when I climb up on it, it's going to increase my view of the horizon. It's going to expand my horizon because now I'm seeing from an elevated position. Others will see that same object and say, man, this thing is in my way. I got to turn around. I got to quit. I got to give up. Well, we came this far, but now this big old thing is in my way. So this is as far as we're going to come. A stepping stone and a stumbling block is the exact same object. The only difference is the perspective of the person who sees it. Do you see your obstacles as training ground to propel you to the next level? Or do you see that as your reason to give up, quit, cower down, start whining, and all that stuff, man? Tell you this, you'll never start winning until you stop whining. You never start winning until you stop whining. So keep a winning perspective, man. That is law number 8. So come back tomorrow. I hope you guys will. We will do laws number 9 through 13. Maybe recap a little bit of all of that and give you some perspective on how to implement some of these laws in your life if time permits. But that's it for today's show. I know we went a little bit over time. I appreciate each and every one of you for sharing the show, tuning in, engaging, leaving your comments. All of that is important to me. It means a lot. But again, don't show up and then not take action, y'all. The whole point of this is for you to take action so that you can be the inspiration to someone else, and then they take action, right? And then they take action and inspire someone else, and then they take action and inspire someone else. And then eventually everybody is taking action. Everybody is on the road to reaching their goals. Everybody is, like my girl Tara, on their paper route. So until I talk to you guys tomorrow, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every one of you. Peace out, y'all.